This session tackles a particular question, an intriguing question of whether you can genuinely improve your English speaking skills overnight, right? Now, obviously, there has to be some measurement of what improve means, but can you do it overnight? And so in this session, we're going to address some common myths and take a look at some practical strategies for rapid progress. All right. So, welcome to Business English Success Strategies, part of Mastering English Communications. Now, research shows that dedicating just 15 minutes a day to practice can lead to a significant improvement in speaking skills within weeks. This emphasizes the power of consistency in language learning. So, key topics that we're going to touch on today will include um, dismissing or debunking language learning myths, the importance of your mindset and motivation, some effective practice techniques and practical applications for language use in various contexts. Introduction and myths. Okay, so let's take a look here. Now, what we want to tackle is the idea that just 15 minutes a day. Now, I've used this strategy, so I already know it works, but we have to work together here so that you understand if you're not doing a strategy like this, or if you don't believe it works, or if you're frustrated because you don't have more time, that actually this can be enough time, basically the amount of time for a coffee break, that you can use effectively to increase your English speaking skills. Right? We're also going to tackle in this section debunking some language learning myths, right? Including misconceptions about achieving fluency. So, and I'm going to talk a little bit and touch on what fluency may be or not be, right? And how to use the prioritization of grammar over just speaking practice. Okay, so this was our question in the introduction. And there's no doubt about it, 15 minutes daily can significantly enhance English speaking skills within a few short weeks. Few short weeks. So the key is that it's 15 minutes, but that it's consistent, it's regular, and it's multiple days per week. Right? Now, the notion that you're going to wake up fluent, of course, is wonderful, and you don't have to do any work. You can just sort of sit around and absorb the new language from the air or something like that. That's great. That's a myth, unfortunately. We have to work at it. But what we can do is have strategic learning and positive reinforcement that will yield substantial improvements in a very, very short time. Right? So research shows us that immersive techniques, such as speaking with native speakers, which I do for my other language activities, or engaging in active listening, which I do because, like I said, my other language learning activities, because I learn other languages as well, can dramatically accelerate language acquisition. This is what makes rapid progress possible. Now, I put together a little icon list. I like these little short lists for you. This highlights common myths surrounding language learning, specifically focusing on the misconception that one can achieve fluency overnight. Right? Each item addresses a prevalent myth that can hinder a learner's progress. The idea of instant mastery implies that effort is unnecessary. The belief in natural talent discourages many, and prioritizing grammar over speaking can stifle conversational skills. Understanding these myths so you can reject them if you're hearing them or they're presented to you it's going to be crucial for you as a learner to adopt a more realistic and effective approach to improving their English speaking skills. We want to emphasize that consistent practice, whatever that's going to be for you, and the right mindset will be the keys to rapid progress. So we mentioned mindset and motivation. Let's take a closer look at it. In this section, we're emphasizing the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and motivation as the foundation for improving English speaking skills. Adopting a growth mindset can enhance language learning by encouraging belief in improvement and embracing challenges. Positive thinking. We're going to have some strategies for fostering a positive attitude, including embracing positivity, maintaining motivation, and overcoming self-doubt to facilitate learning progress. And if these things sound like they can work in other parts of your life, you're correct, right? You have to, in this case, we're applying them to our language learning activity, but it's very hard to be continually negative, self-sabotaging, and self-defeating, and then power ahead at the same time. Right? So in terms of mindset, we mentioned the 15 minutes a day, right? But studies indicate that a learner who engages in regular conversation practice, that could be the 15 minutes a day for you, right? Or at least some days, right? Regular conversation practice, they report greater confidence and fluency, illustrating the effectiveness of a positive mindset and commitment. So I have heard from more than one person who I've started to work with, right, and had to sort of mentor, coach, and tutor them out of it, that I don't want to talk to a native speaker until I'm perfect. Well, you're never going to be perfect. Even in our native languages, we're not perfect. But you're never going to be perfect by talking to yourself. You have to actually engage and have a conversation with others. That's where the rapid progress, or at least one of the places the rapid progress will come from. So you want to seek out those opportunities. And certainly in a language exchange, you can find them online, on Facebook, and different places. Those become safe spaces for you to feel comfortable making a mistake and then improving yourself. Or with your tutor, feel comfortable making a mistake. Or if you have a family member or a spouse or a partner, whatever it might be, you want to regularly engage so you can get that positive feedback. Now, the icon list, right? This is going to touch on essential strategies for pushing forward. And this comes under the heading of positive thinking. So cultivate a growth mindset. Most good literature, and when I say literature, books on learning a foreign language, they promote on purpose this positive mindset because they recognize that this will help you learn. Most language learning materials support a positive mindset. They recognize it's going to help you learn. There's a reason for that. So if you're somehow thinking that interacting with people that are not helping you with the positive mindset will help you learn the language, you're setting yourself up for a struggle. So you want to cultivate a growth mindset, which will cultivate and help you with positive thinking. The thing about a growth mindset, it helps you view challenges as opportunities for development. Setting achievable goals like 15 minutes a day, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, helps maintain focus and motivation. It ensures that learners can track their progress effectively. As I say, I used and at various times I still use this method of these small 15, 20-minute blocks. Practicing with purpose reinforces the importance of deliberate practice. Maybe you want to spend a week just focusing on verbs. Maybe you want to spend a week focusing on um, higher level or abstract nouns, uh, or you want to focus a week on idioms. You can set these things up differently so that you doesn't get boring and you get the most out of it. All right. But the one thing about having consistent strategies, like some of which I just mentioned, is collectively they support the theme of what you really need to accomplish, which is to be positive and learn the language. So I think you figured out that I'm a big fan of consistency, regular practice on a daily basis. I never miss a day without somehow interacting with the new language I'm going to learn, even if that's just 15 minutes or even 10 minutes, right? I find some way to interact with the language. I'm consistent about larger blocks of time, how many I'm going to have in a week, and smaller blocks of time, how many I'm going to have in a week. And sometimes I'll even plan in a day off. All right. So it all depends on what's going to work for you. But certainly a day off to give your mind a rest is also a good thing. We're going to take a look at focus practice, right? Some areas such as phonetics and shadowing. We're going to take a look at some pronunciation techniques, self-recording, right? These are all beneficial. So importance of consistency. This is our little cheat sheet, all right, with the icons. Daily minutes, consistent practice, regular exposure. So focus practice. Take some time, and we have busy lives. If you have a family, you have a job, you have both, you don't have a lot of time. So that's another reason you want to take a focused amount of time and work with that time and be consistent with it because you will see the progress. You want to make it regular, right? For me, it's 5 days per week with 2 days optional. And I address specific things depending on the week, sometimes even the day during the week. Sometimes I'm focusing on things like reading and listening to the news or literature, or I'm practicing my pronunciation. Even short daily practices will accelerate dramatically your acquiring the language. So pronunciation techniques. You can focus on phonetics and shadowing, right? And phonetics is great. It allows you to master sounds to improve clarity and accuracy, right? Uh, Certainly, as a language tutor, I do this quite a bit with many of my clients. Then shadowing, emulate native speakers for better accent. Same thing. I do a lot of this with my clients as well. And I also receive this help, right? And then, of course, consistency. Self-recording. Now, this is a powerful tool. Uh, Use your smartphone. There are plenty of free apps to do self-recording, right? And this is a powerful tool. It will allow you as a learner to monitor your progress and identify areas for improvement in your English speaking skills. Now, this promotes self-awareness, but it also encourages active engagement, just as reading out loud encourages active engagement. But in this case, you're going to be able to hear yourself back even more precisely than just reading out loud because you're recording yourself and listening to yourself and comparing it to someone who is a better or a native speaker. This will dramatically enhance your fluency and your confidence in speaking. Right. And then once again, be consistent with it. Right. Be daily with it. So language immersion. We're going to touch on that now, as well as vocabulary expansion and a little bit of business English and ESL thrown in for good measure. No secret, language immersion accelerates learning. Nothing will accelerate learning faster than the other people around you that you need to interact with don't speak your language. It sounds frightening? It's not. Uh, in the beginning, it'll be a little bit off-putting, but you will start to realize you quickly, the brain is a funny thing. It will start to pick up quickly things that it needs so that it can make its life, and its life being you, more comfortable and more functional, right? So language immersion of some type uh, and you can study the different types that is most accessible to you. Maybe that you can plan a trip to an English speaking environment for a while. Maybe that means that you spend even a couple hours a week talking to someone in English and only English, and you figure out everything in English on that call or in that session. And then vocabulary expansion. So this is a icon list, and I'm actually I have created some tools so far. When I say tools, some videos for you to use, both for nouns and adjectives, and I will continue to make these so you have ready lists that you can read through, look through, and make life easier for you to practice. Each of these items on the icon list relates directly to the theme of rapid language improvement. So these are practical tools we're emphasizing here. Daily vocabulary practice, obviously. Flashcards are excellent. Some people like flashcards, some people, but it's okay. Even if you're not crazy about something, using it occasionally is good. It introduces variation for the mind. Use learning apps. There are many learning apps, right? So just pick one that you like. Contextual learning. That means you're learning words through real world usage. And when you don't have real world usage, one of the things that I like to do when I record videos with, where I'm trying to provide language and words, adjectives, adverbs, nouns, etc., is always to define the word, but also use it in an example sentence, so you can actually take it and put it to use uh, right away and in a more comfortable fashion. So now, most of us have to work for a living. And certainly if you are a professional in the sciences or financial services, um, some international related, maybe international consulting, politics, whatever it may be, you're probably going to come in contact with English or have to use English in business related social conversations or in business meetings, right? So you want to develop your professional vocabulary. I mentioned that on the previous slide. And you want to understand jargon that can elevate that. So this is something else that I am creating, more of these types of tools, language that is very specific to particular areas, industries, or careers. You also want to understand email etiquette. So this is something else that you will see more of from me, writing emails, understanding how to use emails correctly. Email is very convenient, but it's very easy to be misunderstood. So we want to make sure that we are greeting people appropriately, the subject line is clear, and the messages are concise. From a normally. All right. There obviously will be situations where things can be longer. And then meeting practices. You want to participate confidently in meetings. You want to be able to articulate your thoughts, questions, and give your opinion. And you want to be an active listener who plays a crucial role in effective communication. Active listening is crucial in effective communication. And then lastly, here, English is your second language, or who knows how many. You might, some of you have multiple languages, all right? The key word is consistency. Uh, and you will notice progress bit by bit by bit, right? And so as a second learner, you want to approach you want to approach absorbing the information consistently so you'll have these substantial gains in short periods of time. That's why I emphasize the short daily practice sessions are more effective than an occasional long study session. It's okay if you miss a day or two from your regular routine. Things happen in our lives. And then you have an extra long session to sort of make up. But you don't want to go 2 weeks without studying or learning or practicing. And then, well, I'll just study all day and that'll make up for it. No, it doesn't work like that. It won't be as effective as the daily concentration. So now, lastly, on emphasizing the importance of consistent practice, technology use, right, and conversational engagement. These are foundational for your English speaking practice. Daily practice is crucial. I already said that. It builds muscle memory or mental muscle memory, reduces anxiety, and leads to better fluency over time. Right? There are a lot of online speaking clubs that have popped up, so you want to search some out. Right? Obviously, you can go to Facebook or just do search online or look at Meetup, whatever, there's many places online you can find these. And then these will allow you to integrate some form of daily practice into your routine. So that is all for now, but please don't leave yet. Uh, if you found this information useful, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, share, and then click on the notification bell so that you'll know when we publish new content. We're publishing weekly. And also, please do comment. Your comment helps us to help you. Alrighty. See you next time as we continue our linguistic adventure. Take care, everyone.